"You're not invited, Angela. There's just no room this year." My mother's voice crackled through the phone, as if those words could ever soften the blow. I sat at my desk in my Manhattan office, staring at the email that had landed like a grenade in my inbox. The annual Brooks family reunion at our Cape Cod beach house. My sister Charlotte's cheerful subject line, "Save the date," felt like a mockery. At 32, I was still the family's afterthought, the one they conveniently forgot when the guest list was made. I leaned back in my chair, the New York skyline glittering through the window, a stark contrast to the ache in my chest. 5 years running, they'd excluded me, each excuse flimsier than the last. Charlotte's kids need space, or Liam's bringing someone new. I could recite their script by heart. My phone buzzed. Sarah, my best friend since childhood. Bet you $20 your mum calls with the same excuse by noon. I smirked, typing back, "You're on." But the humour didn't dull the sting. I was Chief Strategy Officer at a Fortune 500 company, the youngest ever. Yet, to my family, I was still the kid they sent to the kitchen, while Charlotte and Liam basked in the spotlight. I closed the email and opened my latest merger proposal, the Clarkson deal, a career-defining project. Work was my sanctuary, where I wasn't invisible. My colleague Michael poked his head over the cubicle wall. "You okay? You've got that look." I forced a smile. "Just family nonsense, nothing new." He raised an eyebrow but didn't press. As he walked away, my phone lit up. Eleanor, right on cue. I let it go to voicemail, already knowing the spiel. This time, though, something in me snapped. I wasn't going to let them define me anymore. They never saw me, not even when I was right there. At 10 years old, I stood in the kitchen of our Cape Cod beach house, folding napkins while the sound of laughter drifted from the porch. Charlotte, always the golden child, was out there with Dad, learning to tie fishing knots. Liam, barely 7, was showing off his new kite to the neighbours. "Angela, sweetheart, keep those napkins neat," Eleanor had called, her voice distracted. My sketchbook, filled with drawings of the ocean, sat ignored on the counter. "Those doodles won't get you anywhere," she'd said once, not even looking at them. That summer marked the beginning of my exile. While Charlotte was groomed for greatness and Liam was coddled, I was the one they overlooked. I'd sit on the beach, alone, sketching waves and dreaming of a life where I mattered. Those memories flooded back as I sat in my office, the Clarkson merger files open on my desk. At 32, I turned those dreams into reality. A corner office, a 6-figure bonus, a reputation as a deal maker. Yet the child in me still craved their approval. My phone pinged again. "Sarah, told you," she'd call. I laughed, but it felt hollow. I walked to David's office, my mentor for the past 8 years. He looked up, reading my face instantly. "Family again?" I nodded, sinking into the chair across from him. "They're planning the reunion without me. Same old story." David leaned forward, his eyes kind but firm. "You're not that kid anymore, Angela. You're a force. Don't let them dim your light." His words sparked something in me. Maybe it was time to stop waiting for their validation and start showing them who I'd become. I bought their precious beach house right out from under them. The real estate listing had been sitting in my inbox for weeks, a secret I hadn't shared with anyone, not even Sarah. The Cape Cod property, the heart of our family's traditions, was drowning in debt. Missed payments, tax liens, a second mortgage. My family had no idea I'd been tracking it, or that I'd used my corporate shell company to make an offer. When the agent called to confirm the sale, my hand trembled as I held the keys. This wasn't just a house. It was every memory they'd excluded me from, every moment they'd made me feel small. In my office, I finalised the Clarkson merger presentation, my focus razor-sharp. Michael stopped by, coffee in hand. "You're killing it with this deal, but What's with the secret smile? I hesitated, then told him about the house. His jaw dropped. You're a genius. They're going to lose it when they find out. I shrugged, but inside I felt a surge of power. The house was mine now, and with it the chance to rewrite my story. That evening, Sarah called as I drove home to my Manhattan penthouse. You need a plan, Angela, she said, her voice brimming with mischief. Show them what they've been missing. I stopped at a light, the city lights blurring through my windshield. I'm not doing this for revenge, I said, though part of me wasn't sure. I'm doing it for me, Sarah laughed. Sure, but a little calmer never hurt. As I hung up, I glanced at the keys on my passenger seat. This was my move, my checkmate. Welcome to my house. The words slipped out smoothly as I opened the door of the Cape Cod beach house, facing my family's stunned faces. They'd arrived a day early, expecting to waltz into their sacred reunion spot, only to find me standing there, keys in hand. Eleanor clutched her purse, Charlotte's mouth hung open, and Liam dropped his duffel bag. What are you doing here? Eleanor stammered. I stepped aside, gesturing them in. Come in. Coffee's fresh. They shuffled into the kitchen, their confusion palpable. I leaned against the counter, savouring the moment. This place was about to be foreclosed, I said, my voice calm but cutting. Rotting deck, leaking roof, wiring one storm away from disaster. I fixed it, bought it 2 weeks ago. Charlotte grabbed my phone, scrolling through the deed I'd pulled up. This can't be real, she whispered. How could you afford this? I smiled, listing my assets like a grocery list. My penthouse, my Aspen cabin, my Tesla collection. Work, Charlotte. You should try it sometime. Liam choked, and Henry, who'd just walked in with groceries, froze. Your house? He asked, voice shaking. I took the bags from him, unpacking them with deliberate ease. Yep, and I'm hosting this reunion my way. The air was thick with their shock. I walked them through the renovations. $60,000 to make it livable, another $100,000 for upgrades. Where was your family pride when the bank called? I asked, my eyes locking on Eleanor's. She sank into a chair, speechless. For the first time, I wasn't the one begging for their attention. I was the one in control. They thought they could ignore me, but tonight, they'd see. The Four Seasons in Boston gleamed under crystal chandeliers as I watched my family check into the suites I'd booked. Charlotte's kids darted around the marble lobby, while Liam fumbled with a borrowed tie, clearly out of place in the formal setting. I'd orchestrated every detail, gourmet catering, a private balcony, an open bar, to show them the world I'd built without them. At the dinner table, Eleanor pushed her plate away, untouched. This is cruel, Angela, she said quietly. I raised an eyebrow, leaning back in my chair. Cruel? Treating you to luxury is cruel? I gestured to the opulent ballroom. This is what I can do now. Imagine what you missed. Charlotte's husband whistled at the spread, but Eleanor's eyes were wet. We were wrong, she whispered. Is that what you want to hear? I leaned forward, my voice steady. I want you to feel what it's like to be left out. My college graduation you skipped for Liam's soccer game. My MBA honours you never acknowledged. Every milestone you ignored led to this. David, my mentor, arrived, shaking hands with Eleanor. Angela's my equal now, he said, his pride evident. She's leading our Asia division from London next month. Eleanor's face paled, the weight of my success finally hitting her. I never thought my mother would cry for me. On the Four Seasons balcony, Eleanor fidgeted with her coffee cup, the Boston skyline sparkling behind her. I didn't know you were so accomplished, she said, her voice breaking. I set my phone down, where I'd been answering emails about the London move. You never asked, Mum. You thought I'd fail after I chose business school over law. She flinched. We wanted stability for you, like Charlotte's career. I laughed sharply. Charlotte's law practice that never happened? Or Liam's startups you kept bailing out? Sarah joined us, her presence a quiet support. Mrs. Brooks, she said coolly, I spent holidays with Angela while you were at Charlotte's, remember? Eleanor looked away, embarrassed. I wasn't terrible, Eleanor whispered. We were indifferent, which was worse. I nodded, my throat tight. You're right. But now you see me because I'm successful. That's not fixing things. That's just you realizing you were wrong. Henry appeared, sitting heavily. The house, Angela. It's done, paid for, renovated. You didn't have to. I smiled tightly. I did. For me. They kept my victories hidden in a box. Back at the beach house, I packed for London, the ocean breeze drifting through the open windows. Eleanor stood in my bedroom doorway, holding a small wooden box. I found this in our attic, she said, opening it to reveal newspaper clippings, my high school honour roll certificates, even a sketchbook from my childhood. I kept everything, Angela. I was scared you'd outshine us all. I touched the sketchbook, my fingers tracing the faded drawings. You were scared I'd succeed? I asked, my voice soft but raw. She nodded, tears falling. You broke free from our small-town life. I didn't. Sarah squeezed my arm, staying silent but present. Charlotte and Liam arrived, looking uncertain. Liam held an envelope. Investment ideas for the house, he said. Not for me, for us. Charlotte spoke up. I'm taking a sabbatical, Angela. I want to visit you in London, really know you. Liam added, I'm starting business courses. Will you mentor me? I looked at them, my family finally seeing me. Pretty words, I said, but actions speak louder. I wasn't forgiving them, not yet. In my bedroom, the ocean stretched out beyond the window, a reminder of the freedom I'd earned. Eleanor pulled a key from her box, the old front door key. We don't expect forgiveness, she said, but maybe we can build something new. I took the key, its weight heavy with possibility. I'm still angry, I admitted, and I'm still going to London. We know, they said in unison. Henry stepped forward. We messed up, but we want to try. I nodded, cautious but open. Reunions will alternate, here and London. You'll learn my world. Business, etiquette, everything. Charlotte laughed through tears. Mandarin too, I smirked. If you're lucky. For the first time, I saw hope in their eyes. Not regret. I was ready to soar, with or without them. The morning sun bathed the beach house in gold as I zipped my suitcase for London. My phone buzzed. David, confirming my car to the airport. The Clarkson merger's a done deal, he said. London's yours. I smiled, picturing my new office overlooking the Thames. Sarah hugged me goodbye. They'll never know what hit 'em. As I walked to the car, my family followed, not chasing, but walking beside me. The house stood proud behind us, no longer a symbol of exclusion, but a bridge to something new. Don't waste this chance, I told them, sliding into the car. Eleanor's eyes met mine. We won't, she promised. I believed her, just a little. To my audience, thank you for joining me on Angela's journey. If this story of triumph and redemption resonated with you, hit that subscribe button and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Let's keep building bridges to new horizons together.